Hi, Acadiana. I'm meteorologist Dave Baker. Welcome to your Thursday. It's January the 16th. It's a bit on the chilly side again as skies are clearing across Acadiana, and it does appear we're going to see some sunshine out there today, but the clouds will start to return in some mild conditions to finish the week. And then as we get into the second half of the weekend and next week, that's when things get rather interesting. Right now, as we look at the sky cam, we are looking at generally fair skies here in Lafayette. There are still some lingering clouds, but for the most part, things are starting to clear out already. So I do think we'll see a bit more sunshine than what we've seen over the past several days. Meanwhile, as far as traveling, it is rather cold out here. The winds aren't too strong, but the roadways are now dry as all of that rain that we had over the course of Wednesday and Wednesday night is now moved out of the way. Looks like we're going to see a fairly sunny day today, so if you do have to do some traveling, I don't think it's going to be too bad on you, and our temperatures are actually going to be fairly close to normal, which is something we have not seen in quite some time. Temperatures around the region, though, this morning have dropped into the 30s and 40s, again a little bit below normal, but with that sunshine today, temperatures are going to warm up. Bundle up the kids, though. Still some clouds still lingering in some cases this morning, but gradually the sunshine will return, and I do think temperatures will reach the lower 60s for daytime highs. Checking out the radar showing all of the rains now pushing well to the east. Most of the region picking up less than a half an inch of rain yesterday as a disturbance moved across the central part of the Gulf of Mexico. Today we've got more of a ridge of high pressure that's kind of settling in at the surface, but we still have some Pacific moisture that's streaming in the upper levels, so some high thin cirrus clouds could be out there. And then over the next day or two, things are going to be relatively quiet, but another disturbance is going to move across the middle part of the country, and that will drag a cold front through the area, finally allowing some of that Arctic air that we've been advertising for quite some time to stream in here for the second half of the weekend. And with that front, there will be some showers and thunderstorms, but at least for today and going into Friday and Saturday, the upper level pattern a little more ridging, so we are going to be seeing some milder temperatures. But you notice there in the northeast, that's where that polar vortex is going to start rotating, and it will allow very, very cold air to come straight from the North Pole across the Canadian prairies and continue southward down toward the Gulf Coast going into next week. So our low that brought us the rain is going to continue to move out of the way, kind of a ridge of high pressure settling in for today. So with a little bit more sunshine, it's going to be quite comfortable today with afternoon highs running in the lower 60s. And because our temperatures have been so cold over the last couple of weeks, I think 63 is going to feel quite warm to most of us. And as far as any rain, I don't think we're going to see any of that today as high pressure kind of settles in. So with sunny skies, we should stay dry. We will be watching areas to the south and also across the middle part of the country going into next week as colder air slides in and the potential for a winter-like system to develop over the Gulf and move off to the east. There are your highs today running in the low 60s, dropping back into the upper 30s to around 40 degrees by early tomorrow morning. So let's move ahead and look at this potential winter forecast. And we've been telling you that when you're a week, even 5 days out, especially when it comes to winter weather, your big global forecasts are going to be flip-flopping back and forth, and they've done so. So early in the week, the GFS was calling for a massive snowstorm, and now you can see the GFS going into Tuesday morning barely has any precipitation at all, forming low pressure well to the south and not really seeing a mid-level disturbance to drag that moisture in. And as far as the snowfall totals, a big change from what we saw earlier in the week, but still the potential for some snows across the Arklatex and then getting up into the Tennessee Valley, but that would actually be a separate system coming in later on Thursday night into Friday. Now the Euro is still hanging on to some snowfall here in the Acadiana region, and this is the latest model, but it has been kind of going back and forth as well. It started out with little or no precipitation, and then as the GFS was starting to buy into winter precip, the Euro started to buy in, and then the GFS starts to back off. So I will say the Canadian and the Icon models are both predicting winter-like weather, but at this point, it's too early to tell what kind of weather we're going to have or how much accumulation we would have. But please stay tuned over the next several days as the forecast will come into better forecasts. And there's the Euro forecast, which is still putting down some accumulating snow over South South Louisiana. So again, there is a chance out there, and you do need to be prepared. But you really need to be prepared for the very cold conditions, and all modes of winter weather protection are going to be needed. Plants, they're not going to make it with temperatures dropping into the 20s. Pipes could be an issue, so you want to take care of those. And the next couple of days will be a good time to do that with some milder temperatures. Pets, bring them in if you can. If you've got livestock or you've got pets that do stay outside, make sure they've got some shelter and at least water that doesn't freeze. And also check on your neighbors, make sure they've got all the supplies that you need, and try to limit the time that you have outside when that colder air starts to slide in. As far as the Gulf of Mexico today, things are looking better, but it is still going to be a little bit rough out there with seas running about 3 to 4 feet, a little higher in the far offshore waters, but winds should be out of the northeast at about 10 to 15 knots. So we are going to get back to some sunshine today. A few clouds mixing in, though. Highs around 63. Fair tonight and still rather chilly as we drop back to 39. 65 on Friday. We'll probably start out with some sunshine, but clouds are going to move in fairly quickly. And we've got a chance for some rain to come through as we go into Friday night and early Saturday. Temperatures Friday night will be mild, down to 57. And believe it or not, we're going to hit 70 on Saturday ahead of that Arctic air mass that's going to be sliding in. Sunday will be blustery with temperatures only reaching the 40s. And then, of course, we'll start to focus in on any kind of winter weather for next week. Well, I hope you enjoy Acadiana weather today. If you do, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and also turn on those notifications. Don't forget you can hear my forecast daily on Big 102.1, Planet Radio 106.7, and Freedom 95.1. And I will be doing updates on my social media pages over the next several days with the updated models, so you want to check those out on both Facebook and X. And also, thanks to the over 3,400 folks that have subscribed to Acadiana Weather Today right here on YouTube. I'm meteorologist Dave Baker. Have a great Thursday. I'll see you on Friday.